Hi guys, I'm Kiri. Welcome to another episode of KIRI'S Garage. Today we're gonna talk about the first Transaxle type and independent rear suspension road-going Ferrari, the model 275 GTB. Transaxle is where the gearbox is attached to the differential instead to the engine, so the weight distribution was much better, nearly 50-50. Respectively, the handling, the behavior and the performance of course was improved over the previous front-engined Ferrari cars. Ferrari was using this technology before that on the race cars, but this was the first road car with the transaxle and independent rear suspension. In 1957, Ferrari presented the new iconic race car Ferrari 250 Testarossa, but in 1961 they upgraded the car to Ferrari 250 TRI, where I stands for independent rear suspension, and this was completely different car. Of course, later this technology went onto the road cars. The model Ferrari 275 GTB was introduced for the first time at the 1964 Paris Motor Show. Was in production till 1966, when was replaced by 275 GTB/4. Visually was the same car, but everything different was under the bonnet. By the way, the bonnet was a bit different, there was a bulge to accommodate the taller GTB/4 engine. Instead of single overhead cam on the 275 GTB, the GTB/4 was equipped with the dual overhead camshaft per cylinder bank. This was significant upgrade in 1966, and just because in 1964 Lamborghinis came with the new V12 3.5 liter double overhead cam engine. Ferrari couldn't resist, and 2 years later this was the answer. But we're gonna go now back to the original 1964 Ferrari 275 GTB. This car was the successor of the very famous Ferrari 250 series, especially the model 250 GT Lusso. 275 stands for size per cylinder, 275cc, was time 1950s, 60s, even 70s, when Ferrari was naming the cars this way, 250, 275, 330, 365, so all by the size of single cylinder in cubic centimeters. In our case, 275. But in total there are 12 cylinders, so 12 by 275, and the whole size of the engine is 3.3 liters, or 3300 cc. Ferrari was claiming around 280 horsepower, but in reality was less, 240, 250. Now we're talking about the very early cars, because there are a bunch of different modifications during the production life of this very beautiful model till 1968, when was replaced by the model 365 GTB/4, or well known as a Daytona. But today 275 GTB is considered as the best 1960s GT Ferrari and one of the most beautiful of all time. The design is just timeless and is the worst of the soft designed Ferraris. Everyone loves 1950s and 60s Ferraris. We know 250 GT short wheelbase, 250 GTO, the best time for Ferrari. After that, the angular designs, the weight shape designs became very popular and no more beautifully curved forms. In total, Ferrari built approximately 900 cars or a little bit more from the 275 GTB models in all variations from 1964 till 1968. 450 of them of the single overhead cam 275 GTB, and approximately 350 were built from the dual overhead cam V12 cars. There are some competition versions as well. Now let's start with the original 1964 Ferrari 275 GTB. There are short-nosed versions, or known as a Series 1, and long-nose or Series 2. They make 248 cars with short nose and approximately 200 with long nose. The long nose was introduced for high-speed stability, because it was the first road Ferrari to reach over 250 km per hour or over 150 miles per hour. They realized at high speed the front end of the car is not stable. It's lifting up, it's getting very light, so that's why the long nose came, to make the car stable on the road at high speed. The short nose version was available only in steel body, while the long nose was available in steel and optional aluminum, which was much more expensive back in the day. Of all single cam long noses, 275 GTB built, 86 are steel bodied and 48 are aluminum bodied cars. We have to mention as well, from the original single cam per bank 275 GTB, early cars are equipped with 3 carburetors Weber and the later ones with 6 carburetors. Everything was absolutely the same, the engine, the 5-speed gearbox with the differential. Just Ferrari added 3 more carburetors to improve the power. But in reality the power was roughly the same. The real changes came with the 4-cam engines. Now, as you can see on this particular car, the number plate is GTB 6C, where 6C stands for 6 carburetors, which was very cool back in the 1960s. So this is an early example of 1966 Ferrari 275 GTB, single camper bank, but with 6 carburetors and long nose without bulge on the bonnet. In 1966 was introduced the 4-cam version, or 2 cams per bank, Ferrari 275 GTB/4, and this was the answer to Ferruccio Lamborghini with his V12 3.5-liter engine, designed by ex-Ferrari engineer Giotto Bezzerini. All the 275 GTB/4 cars are long nose, and approximately 350 were made. Here the difference is, the engine is dry sump and all of them are 6 Weber carburetors, and 331 of them are steel bodied and only 19 in right-hand drive configuration, and 19 cars are with aluminium bodies, of which only 1 in right-hand drive. Most of the cars are being sold new from the factory with the very beautiful and desirable today Borane wire wheels equipped with Pirelli Cinturato 205 VR14 tires. But there was an option, or the other way around, alloy magnesium wheels, the same size as they called Starbust. Many of the 275 GTBs originally equipped with the magnesium wheels, later being upgraded to Borane wire wheels, but today the owners of these cars are looking for the magnesium wheels and to find them is very hard. We mentioned earlier, there are some competition cars based on Ferrari 275 GTB, like 275 GTB Competizione. Probably the most famous is the 1966 Le Mans class winner, which was equipped with the original 2-cam engine and 3 carburetors, but was completely different settings. An aluminium body, wider wheel arches to accommodate the wider track and the racing wheels. We said that 275 stands for single cylinder displacements, when GTB stands for Gran Turismo Berlinetta. So the intention of this car was long distance driving in comfort. Berlinetta is coupe version, so fixed head roof, no convertible. The great engine was designed by Gioacchino Colombo V12 as the all Ferraris on that time. Colombo engines are very well designed, bulletproof and very desirable today. They are a piece of engineering and on the same time art. The chassis is tubular frame, ladder type, much lighter than the early Ferraris, on the same time very rigid. Like most of the Ferraris, the design is made by Pininfarina with main designer Francesco Salamone. This is just the time before Leonardo Fioravanti to become chief designer at Pininfarina, and as we mentioned earlier, is the worst of the soft designed Ferraris. And then the Leonardo Fioravanti designed cars are completely different. So Pininfarina designed the car, but Carrozzeria Scaglietti built it. It's 2-door Berlinetta, only 2 seats, there is not 2+2 version. There is some space behind the seats, but this is for luggage, even luggage straps you can find there. Because with this car you have to travel a lot. It's a front mid V12 longitudinally mounted engine, with drive shaft going all the way to the Transaxle, the 5-speed manual gearbox, together with the differential. Because of that, the weight distribution is almost perfect, 50-50, and according to some Ferrari historians, the race cars Ferrari 275 GTB-C were better than the purposely built race cars Ferrari 250 GTO, and some of them races on the same time. The competition versions were very light, not only because of the alloy body, but because of many other modifications. Some of them weighed approximately 1000 kilograms or less. Together with the race spec engine, this car was really better than 250 GTO. Normal steel-bodied 275 GTB weighed approximately 1.3 tons and probably for the time was the best Ferrari ever. We mentioned the first independent rear suspension, so all 4 corners with double wishbones, the greatest Koni shock absorbers and coil springs. In addition to that, Dunlop disc brakes were equipped all 4 wheels. The 5-speed gearbox was very modern and smooth, was the best of the best. Ferrari 275 GTB, it came exactly on the time as the very first Lamborghini model, the 350 GT. Both cars were very innovative. The other rival was the Maserati Ghibli, which was introduced a little bit later and was very fast car as well. But today, the people appreciate the Ferrari 275 GTB most because it's the best of all. Not only because Ferrari has a great history and sport heritage, but because it's the most well built and the best in any aspect. Most of the Ferrari collectors today, and actually all car collectors, are fighting at the best example to them collections. But there is not such a best example. All the surviving examples today, we don't know how many exactly are existing today, maybe 750, 800 from all 900 roughly built cars, but all the cars today are in top conditions. Some of them fully restored to very high standard, some of them still remained original. So every 275 GTB, early 2-cam versions or later 4-cam cars, long nose or short nose, steel or aluminum body, Borani wire wheels or alloy magnesium, all they are very desirable and collectible today. Even some owners prefer 3-carburetor cars than the 6 because it's more easy to live with, more easy to tune and to maintain. But as we said, all versions are very highly appreciated and desirable today. And they're much more expensive than the rivals Lamborghini 350 and 400 GT, Maserati Ghibli as well. Maybe just the 1966 Lamborghini Miura holds the same value if we don't count the competition 275 versions. But the competition Speciale cars were the pinnacle, the top. There were a few series of these cars built by Ferrari's special race department for the different seasons. These cars were built under control of Mario Forghieri and was intended to succeed the very successful race car Ferrari 250 GTO. As we said earlier, Mario Forghieri made this car even better. Extremely light, and today these cars, the actual racing cars with history, fetching prices nearly the price of Ferrari 250 GTO. So imagine how desirable this car is. Some of them are not only made of aluminium, but the thickness of the aluminium is 2 times less than the road aluminium cars. Plexiglass instead of real glass, so some of them even went to 900 kilograms curb weight. So very successful race car as well. We mentioned earlier 3 275 GTB C cars entered in 1966, 24 hours of Le Mans, 2 finished, but they finished first in second in class and 8th and 10th in overall, which was huge success. Imagine, originally intended for road use to win 24 hours of Le Mans. Not only that, they won 1967 Targa Florio and winning 1966 and 1967 the Italian GT Championship. On the same time, when the car was introduced in 1964, Ferrari presented a Spider version called 275 GTS, S for Spider. Was in production till 1966 with identical chassis, engine, suspension, gearbox, everything was designed by Pininfarina and built by them. Not like Ferrari 275 GTB, designed by Pininfarina and built by Scaglietti. Here, everything was done by Pininfarina. They built just 200 cars of them and only 19 in right-hand drive configuration. The wheels are a little bit bigger, 15-inch instead of 14, but again, they're the very beautiful Borani wire wheels. There are more versions like 275 Nart Spider. Nart is coming from North America Racing Team, which was owned by Luigi Chinetti. Luigi Chinetti was a very successful racing driver with Ferrari. He was a friend actually of Enzo Ferrari, who allowed him to open Ferrari dealership in America, which was again very successful. So he ordered only 10 of these special 275 Nart Spiders, and today they are extremely expensive, more than 25 million each. So guys, I hope you liked the video about this Ferrari 275 GTB. If you like, please subscribe my channel, because this really is gonna help me with the algorithm and is gonna help me to make better the videos. So guys, please subscribe my channel and see you next time. Bye!